Today marks an important day in the life of Noah Ragazza-Barraza. Today, he gets his second dose of the COVID-19 vaccine. But before that happens, I want you to look back at why.
No matter what, we're going to get vaccinated just because no one, what we went through.
What Ryan Ragazza-Barraza went through was an experience so close to death, even some medical professionals call it a miracle. One of Spokane's first COVID-19 patients, he spent 4 weeks in isolation on this floor of Providence Sacred Heart Hospital.
Most of the time he was in a coma. Most updates I had were that it's not looking good.
Outside the hospital, Ryan's wife and sons could only wait. While he lay unresponsive, they talked to him over FaceTime. They read him books. His sons even fired up DVR'd Cougar football games and did the play-by-play for their diehard Coug dad. Inside this very room, nurses like Krista Arganchona knew how close he was to the end.
He was, he was with us for a long time. There were many times where many of us wondered, would he survive or would he not survive?
All those markers were pointing in the direction that he wasn't going to recover.
Ryan was entered into the remdesivir trial, an experimental drug with a 50-50 chance he was getting a placebo, and no guarantees even getting the drug Krista was giving him would save his life. 2 weeks after being put in that coma, Ryan turned the other direction.
You wake up and it was like outbreak. I'm looking at they're fully masked, and head to toe, PPE, and they had to always clean, strip everything down, go out, put it back, and I'm like, this is incredible. I mean, it felt like I was in a movie, but more of a nightmare.
That nightmare went on for several more days, awake but still not able to see his family, not able to breathe on his own, scared, but not entirely alone because of the men and women caring for him around the clock.
Just to know what they went through and just how serious, my condition was, and I just wasn't, I felt helpless. And basically they were my family there.
I know Ryan would say, he has vivid memories of it being in this room and just waiting and wanting to pull that tube out. And those are hard days.
Then, in a time of such loss, a win. Four weeks after being admitted, after seeing his family for what could have been the last time, Krista walked behind as Ryan was wheeled through those who cared for him. This Coug fan found his way back home, back to Anna and Micah and Noah.
It felt like a significant pivotal moment of hope, like, wow, we got this gentleman through this very long illness.
Fast forward 387 days to May 13th, another pivotal moment of hope.
I look up and see their family walking over to me.
Krista just happened to be volunteering at the Providence Vaccine Clinic when Ryan and Anna brought in their boys. Then Krista did what would have seemed unthinkable all those months ago.
For me to vaccinate Noah, and it was a pretty powerful moment.
I thought that was incredible. Seriously, I mean, almost storybook, ending.
You don't get a lot of chances when you work in critical care to see a story come full circle. You don't get many chances in life to get all the way to the edge and come back to thank the people who saved you.
I don't think I'll ever forget, being that close to death. And so, yes, I truly am grateful to have them in my lives, and I'm thankful that they actually accepted me, and keep in touch. And so I'm just hoping that continues for, the rest of my life. Thank you again for everything.
And sometimes, with the help of science and the power of prayer, you have the chance to not only change, but save a life.
When you see him standing there, knowing how close he was to death, and then you have a syringe with this tiny little bit of substance in it, thinking, wow, this is gonna save not just his son's lives, but all these other people that we're vaccinating. That's pretty incredible.
So Noah now has that second shot. In 2 weeks, he's considered fully vaccinated along with the rest of his family. They are so ready for a summer of soccer and football and jobs and getting back to normal after a year that has been anything but. I'm Melissa Luck, 4 News Now.